White PBT Peaches and Cream, not PBT, the OG GMK run. No, it was like, the reason why Peaches and Cream comes first on that list is that set cost me so much fucking money and it sucked dick. It was nothing like the renders. Like, in like the worst ways. Because it was literally like, I don't know if the IC is still up, but it was literally billed as like this muted peachy set. I was like, fuck yeah. It was like the first ever muted set. This is before Botanical. I guess technically Shoko might have been, but like Shoko at the time was going for crazy amounts on the aftermarket and the designer was not in the hobby anymore. So we thought it was never coming back. So like Peaches and Cream was like the muted set. Because like Necro had failed, Plum had failed, like all of the muted sets besides Shoko had sucked. And like at that time, everybody was still into like super saturated colors because it was still very male-led, the hobby at that time. I could literally count the women in the hobby on like 2 hands. All right. So like it was all like very masculine, I would say colors. Nothing really muted. So like I was like, this is like my chance, like finally something that's in my preference. I'm not having to like compromise. I was so fucking excited for GMK Peaches and Cream. Like legitimately probably the most excited I've ever been for anything in this hobby, period, point blank. And then it arrived and it sucked. And I remember being in denial when it was shipping out and everyone was taking pictures and being really sad. I was like, no, like I'm sure the pictures are worse than it actually is. Like I'm sure like it, like this thing happens all the time, like pictures aren't the greatest, like I'm sure it'll be okay, like please God be okay. Then it arrived on my doorstep. I was so hyped. I think it was my first ever GMK set too. I'm not 100% on that. But like and I was really poor at the time too. You have to remember this. I was doing builds for like $30 each. I was building like 30 boards a week. It was my only income source. Like this was a lot of fucking money for me and I was so fucking pumped. And then it arrived and I remember, I think I actually cried. I think I literally teared up on stream when I opened it. Because like it was heartbreaking. Diego, thank you so much for the raid. But like legitimately, like I was so poor and I was so excited and it was so expensive and it sucked. It stunk so bad. Welcome back for 14 months, Diego. How's the build going? We're doing our final build of this. I'm really liking this so far. Welcome to all y'all that are coming from Diego's stream. We are currently working on our Bear 65 proto and ranting about our most disappointing keyboard purchases. Diego, what was your most disappointing keyboard and key set? Can I ask? You don't have to answer if you don't want to like flame anyone. I feel like you have good ones because you've been in the hobby for a bit longer than me. And group buys back then used to be like way sketch. My hand is sweaty, so please excuse me if it takes me a second as I see this. GMK Mizu? It was supposed to be pastel? Oh, I remember Mizu too. Mizu was pretty disappointing. It holds nothing to Peaches and Cream though. Yeah, no. I remember... So I lied. Peaches and Cream was definitely not my first ever GMK set. I think Mizu might have been. And I remember being slightly disappointed by Mizu as well. I think Diego and I actually ranted to each other about that, actually. Is it a Rensuya thing? I am not going to comment on that. Is that coat Anno or E-coat? So this is the E-coat. This is the E-coat purple. I believe this is the only E-coat option that's being offered for the bear. There could be an E-white. I don't remember. But yes, this is an E-coat. Unlike the original Round of the Bear, this is actually E-coat. There's no texture to it. It is slightly glossy. It is the same texture that you would expect from your classic E-white or E-yellow or E-beige.